Hey, what's up, my beautiful people, my Sun Soul tribe, my opportunity community? What's happening? What's going on? What's good? How is your quarantine going? Only this day right now could we say something like that. And it's like, people are just like, Jesus. But how is your quarantine going? What are you doing with this time? What are you doing with this energy? How is this time? How is this forcing of sitting with yourself? How is it affecting you? Are you facing it? Are you numbing it out? Are you feeling it? Are you annoyed at your life? Are you take an inventory right now of what's going on in your life? And really, this is a time to be brutally honest with ourselves, right? And the energies are definitely facilitating the ability for us to go super, super deep, all right? So real quick, I want to give a shout out to my super homie, Maru Matu. Thank you so much I love working with you, and thank you so much for just being a true, authentic, wonderful human being, friend, partner. Just fucking, you rock, dude. So grateful to be a part of your crew, and for your crew being a part of my crew, because I got a lot of your people, hanging out me. We all hanging out, you know what I'm saying? So I'd like to also offer all you guys part of the Sun Soul tribe to come check out this new experience that I started with my opportunity community. Check out spiritualbodybuilder.com. We all working together, making this world a better place, and encouraging vulnerability and power, or power in vulnerability, right? Because we are in incredibly opportunistic times. The vibration is raising at an incredibly quick, fast rate, but we also have to be really careful. There's this power play dynamic going on, and you all see it. It's all right in front of our faces now, where there's like these two sides, right? On one side of the coin, there's these two sides where we have these two very split belief systems, of course, in the world. This new world order, and then the ascension. People waking up, people kind of telling those people to go fuck themselves. Somebody's got to do it, right? So it's almost like it's the 5%, us light workers, star seeds, beings of love and light that are waking up and sharing these truths from Christ consciousness in our heart to the world. And there's 1% that wants to control everything. Then there's that 96% or so that aren't aware, don't know what the hell is going on. And it's our job to stand in our highest vibration, to do our part to help wake them up. But that comes more from us being in a higher vibration, being in alignment, working through our own stuff, going within and purging out our own dense, negative, and self-limiting belief systems and toxicities. And as we do that, we influence the people around us. And the more we work on ourselves, the more we influence others. Now, I am a testament to that process, because I'll tell you what, I have been doing this, sitting in front of a computer and talking to you guys for, it's been like almost 10 years, okay? If you guys go back and look at my videos from when I started this in 2011, totally different person, totally different energy. I did not interact, right? I was so in my head. I was so ego-driven a long time ago. And even when I first started doing this with astrology, like, it took me a while. Maru was actually the one who was like, come on, dude, like, you're a channel, you got this, you need to do this. And I was like, I don't know how to do all this technology stuff. I don't get it, but I did it. In fact, I remember the very first one I did, I was supposed to have someone on my show, and they like skipped out like an hour before, and I called Maru freaking out, and she was like, no biggie, just do it anyways. And I was like, wow, all this triggering, all this stuff is coming up because I didn't believe that I could do it. Granted, it was a mess, but I stepped into it. And now here I am today with you guys, living my dream, helping people out through facing and working through my own shit. So I am a testament. I have been there, I have faced it, I have felt it, and I have been doing the work. And I am living proof that when you do the work, then you shift your own vibration and you start to change people's lives. And I get messages now all the time, like, thank you for being a light, like, just watching these daily energy reports, it helps me so much. And, that's what gets me up in the morning, that and my beautiful, amazing daughter is what gets me up in the morning. That's my why for changing myself, to grow, not changing myself, for accepting myself, to grow and to learn. And so I ask you, what is your why? Because right now, especially today, you know, this is such an important question. What is your why? Is your why stronger than your excuses? What do you want to accomplish? How do you find like, this is where you have to draw the energy from to stand in your power. And today we are 2 days into the nodes being at 0 degrees. So they're about to shift into Gemini and Sagittarius. Now this is going to bring a whole new dynamic of karmic lessons and of karmic growth, right? But this is closing out this growth process regarding our emotional boundaries and the structure of our emotional consciousness. You know, what are we willing to, like, what do we want? What really makes us happy? What do we want to present to the world? How do we want to define our lives? What do we want to bring in? What are we allowing ourselves to tolerate? And what are we stepping into for our future? Guys, this is the last time in 18 years that we're going to see this. And, you know, with all this Capricornian energy that's been going on, I mean, massive shifting is going on. But once the nodes go into Gemini and Sagittarius, okay, that's it for our emotional boundaries. Like, this new construct is created, you know. And if you're like around my age, like 40 years old, like, this is for basically the rest of our lives. Okay, or a good chunk of it. So are you being honest with yourself, and are you loving yourself? Okay, like, this is all about, are we allowing ourselves to love ourselves? Now, granted, when the South Node goes into Sagittarius and it crosses over the galactic center, this is going to take a deep, hard look at the core of our being and expanding our ability to release and let go of certain things. But we're still going to have this new general scaffolding of our emotional consciousness. Okay, so, you know, we have another, you know, couple weeks until it actually shifts. But, you know, right now, and 00, okay, that is a master number. That is the void space. This is that time of transition from one age or one period of time or of karmic learned lessons to another age, another time that we're moving into for the future. And this is going to be more taking those emotional constructs and putting it into a communicative fashion. Gemini is all about communication, and it's going to have a very strong like relationship component to it, because we also have Venus there in Gemini in shadow, getting ready to go retrograde, guys, this next couple months. Wow, like, relationships are going to be at the top of the list for everyone, figuring out, like, you know, who we want to be in our lives, what's going on, what things that we're not really being, you know, honoring ourselves, and we're going to be getting some reality checks, okay? And of course, with the North Node still quincunx over to Saturn, you know, this is that, ooh, that feeling like, I got to do something. I like that feeling like I got to make some shit happen, but maybe you don't clearly know what. Well, that is where you have to just go within. Feel what feels right. Okay. We also have the North Node sesquiquadrate over to Mars now in Aquarius. Woo. So this could bring very unexpected ideas, very unexpected passion. Like, this passion for activism right now is building up. It's getting palpable, right? You can feel it. And still with Venus trine over to Mars, this is good that our you know, divine feminine and divine masculine are communicating, but this is also making us question ourselves. Okay, like, you know, what the fuck are we doing here? Where are we going? How are we going to make it happen? Who am I siding with? We have all these sides that we're picking right now. We're drawn to certain topics. We're drawn to certain information. Now, is that information a dense vibration and feeding this conflict? If you're feeding into a conflicting energy, which is really the trap that, you know, we have to be careful of right now, then you are fucking yourself. You have to be careful. Of course, being in the know is important, right? We have to know what's going on. We have to understand the situations that are going on to, you know how to navigate this process. But don't get sucked into the subjective opinion of other people that, you know, like there's so much anger and rage coming up. And understandably so, there's some nasty shit going on in the world right now. But if you think about it, all this nasty shit, it's been there for a long time. Now it's just becoming more understood and more well-known. It's coming into the conscious awareness. So let that anger come up and then process it through a functional and, you know, positive means of energetic transference. Meaning, like, go for a run, or, you know, like, you know, get more involved in a creative or, you know, artistic idea or approach. Don't just sit around like on social media and get into arguments with people about, you know, in my opinion, it's like a dick measuring contest, right? No, I'm right. No, you know, you think you're right. No, I'm right. No, fuck you. You're wrong because I read this thing and that thing. Look, and then certain people, like, you know, oh, well, give me some credible sources of information. There are no credible sources of information. The only credible source of information right now is this. This is where truth lies, because truth is subjective. Fact checking is run by, you know, the people that have an agenda. Everyone right now has an agenda, but there's an abundance agenda, and then there's a control agenda. Which one are you going to pick? Are you sure you know which one that you're going towards? These are things you've got to be brutally honest with yourself about right now. And today in particular, we have a dark moon in Aries as we go into the new moon tomorrow in Taurus. So dark moon in Aries, you know, this like, you know, we have all this energy in Aries now shifting over to Taurus, but this energy in Aries has been like, you know, oh, I need to go start something, I need to get something, I want to move forward, I want to take action on making some shit happen. And the dark moon, all of a sudden we're running in this place, and all of a sudden it just gets dark and foggy. It's like Pet Cemetery. Or is it like, you know, like a beautiful stream of heaven that we don't know about? We don't know because we can't tell. That's sort of what this dark moon says to me. It's like we have all this passion, we have all this intensity, we have all these new things we want to do, we have these ideas that we want to build on and grow, but we're sort of like in this void space where we have to just process a lot of energy, but it's cardinal fiery energy. It's this like impulse, I want to get up and go, but go where? Well, we'll find out tomorrow in a more stable place and location when the moon comes into the sun. And that's going to be, you know, hitting that Uranus energy too. So, you know, in the next couple of days, expect the unexpected, man. But let's keep it for today for, you know, for all intents and purposes of this energy report. So we have Lilith and Chiron that have been piggybacking each other. Lilith has been going back and forth, and Chiron is just, you know, is now in 6 degrees. With Lilith at 8 degrees. And this energy has been this like, this really like, okay, we're trying to focus, we're trying to do our thing with this like sort of very vulnerable sexual kind of like, I just want to like do so. I'm craving to express myself. And a lot of, I've noticed this a lot more in women than men, but that's probably because I'm a man. That like a lot of women are just feeling much more provocative, much more like I want to show off my sexiness, or I want to, it's like this taboo sort of like, let's see how far I can push this. Let's try some like things that are on the threshold of like kinky, perverted, yet still, you know, still proper. And, you know, seeing how vulnerable I can be with the world while still maintaining my, it's almost like doing what it's sort of like, it just came to my mind it's like a vaccine commercial, right? It's like, they're all happy, you know, eating lunch, and everybody's, you know, with their family and laughing and giggling. But in the background, you know, the voice is like, you know, may cause cancer, internal bleeding, you know, brain damage and death. But, you know, ask your doctor if this is right for you. So women are like, you know, like they're saying like, you know, let's step up and stand up for civil rights, but they're, you know, but they're naked, and then they're sitting there just doing that little, you know, like looking at the camera like they're all sexy and like mischievous and devious, but trying to put like a noble cause like description like underneath. Like, come on, dude. You know what you're doing, all right? Just like the pharmaceutical companies know what they're doing, you know what you're doing. I'm sure guys are doing that in some kind of way, shape, or form too. That sexual energy has just been popping, but it's like, well, you kind of like, it's so funny when you can't get the gratification from the external sources because we can't be around people. It's so funny how people still try to get it in other ways. I'm blown away at just how human beings react and respond to energies, especially if they're unaware of it. It's so fascinating to me. But on to bigger and better things. Okay, we also have the sun today at 2 degrees of Taurus and Uranus both are sextile and trine to the nodes. This is beautiful. This is showing us this next level, this next chapter that we're going into of this experience that we're all having. Hoping and praying like this is going to bring some, like, I've been hearing that they're going to start opening things up in the United States. We'll see what happens. But Taurus is all about the 5 senses. It's all about, like the third dimensional world that we live in. And with Uranus there, this unexpected stuff. When the sun is shining with Uranus, like expect the unexpected. Now, this could be good or it could be scary. Either way, like it's going to be new. It's going to be evolutionary. This could be new things with technology, right? Or new technological ways of getting out there to the world. But we're not going to really know or have clarity for another couple of days. So just allow today to just, there's a lot of processing going on. So allow all this stuff to just process, take it easy. I know for me, I've been having a hard time sleeping in this last, week or so with all this energy going on. But at the same time, I've had so much creative energy flowing through me. It's like, I got to get all this stuff out. I got to write it down. I got to make it happen. And, I'm in the middle of moving and there's a lot of new beginnings taking place. So there's these chapters that are ending and these new beginnings that are happening. And whenever you're at this process of multiple layers of that going on simultaneously, it can throw your energy like, a little wackadoo, as I like to say. So just ride the wave the best you can, right? And we have pretty soon we're going to be having those 3 major planets in Capricorn at the beginning of Aquarius, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn going into their retrograde. So look, we brought everything in now that we're going to use to sift through, process, and learn and work with in the next 6 months. Okay, because the Jupiter and Pluto are going to conjunct 3 times before the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction at the end of the year. So, we brought all this energy up forward. Okay, then I believe Pluto is going to be going retrograde here in about a week, and then following suit Jupiter and Saturn. So, all these energies, it's like there's nothing new coming in. There's nothing more that we can really expect or anticipate. Everything that we have going on, we have all the scaffolding. We have everything within here that we're going to need to go forward in life. Okay, so especially with these nodes ending, I'm really feeling a significant shift there with this energy, especially with the sun and Uranus now sextile and trine with the nodes at 0 degrees. This is saying like, hey, shit or get off the pot. And we may have some unexpected things come in. We may be called to do some things that feel like risky or scary, but it's those big risks that make us afraid that are actually, when we step into them, are going to reap the biggest reward. Okay. So stand in your power and step into this Taurian energy of this strong, grounded, like I'm taking a stand, like I'm going to expand. I'm going to demand. I don't think the rhyming words now. Okay, so that's that. And of course, Neptune is at 19 degrees and it's square over to Venus. So, Venus is, Venus and Neptune are like the lesser and greater, they have like the same kind of feminine qualities to it. Okay, like Venus is all about relationships and money. Then Neptune is all about like the oneness in regards to that relationships and money. It's like they're like Voltron as far as like energies are concerned. At least that's how I see it. Now, when Venus is square Neptune, and trine Mars and sesquiquadrate over to Saturn, this is a lot of energy that Venus is feeling and being called to, especially being in shadow right now. So whatever issues or situations you have going on in regard to relationships, they're going to be coming back around, at least internally, of how you feel. And, you know, Neptune now at 19 degrees, almost to 20 degrees. It's, we haven't seen Neptune at this degree since like the Salem witch trials. Okay. So this is like massive activation of like, I feel like there's some sort of like twin flamey, very, very deep, like soulmate kind of potential energy here with like telekinetic communication with, you know, like really deep, like extrasensory perceptions of people that maybe were meant, are meant to be in our lives. Like if you're having dreams of a particular person, or if you're feeling really called to reach out to someone, you know, I would honestly, I would say right now, you probably want to do it. Now, granted, it may not, like, don't have any expectation if you do end up reaching out, but there may be some action you need to take to get some kind of clarification in your emotional body in order to maybe end the cycle, to get some closure, or maybe even to open up a new door, or to create like, you know, like maybe you'll realize that, you know, you thought you felt a way about a certain person, but then a response that you get made you feel different, and you realize that something else was right for you. Or, you know, there's some kind of like extrasensory or unconscious coming to the conscious energetic awareness that could potentially come from this. We may have some like past life, like, you know, past life partners, but really the twin flame energy, especially with the Venus trine to Mars, you know, that's divine feminine, divine masculine speaking in harmony together. Okay. So, you know, be aware and be advised of that energy, and expect the unexpected. Well, actually, don't have expectations with this, because the expectations may throw you off. Like, open yourself up to possibility and allow wherever the chips are going to fall, they're going to fall. Okay. Follow that the best you can, and just listen to let your intuition be your guide. All right. So let's go into the, oh yeah, that whole time I was just talking and I didn't even bring up the chart. Well, you know what? That's okay. Hopefully you guys don't mind looking at my ugly mug, but here you go. There is the chart. And now for the moment, I'm going to read the sun degree at 2 degrees Taurus. So we have wilting flowers from a graceful pattern in a vase. You got to say it the Snooty way, the vase. Supreme resignation, a twilight soul mood. You adapt to the limits imposed by time and situation. Dreaming ceaselessly, waiting forever. Not very attached, not very involved. Fostering illusion, fixed notions, and habitual states. At the mercy of context, somewhat unable to change. Prone to multiple weaknesses, self-indulgent, old-fashioned, remembering when, ancestors in the blood. You have a fabulous imaginative capacity, but very little active life, indwelling the phases of the moon and the recesses of the world, in a suspended soul condition, drifting with the tide, sweet, naive, and wishful, solitude and ever afters, a wondrous soul underneath a pile of old stuff, wanting the best for all. So this, today in particular, especially with the dark moon in Aries, we are in a suspended soul condition, drifting with the tide. This is like waiting for the next thing to come up to happen. But when we do have the new moon, it's going to shine a light on this energy a little bit more. Okay. So, you know, you adapt to the limits imposed by time and situation. And that could not be more true than what's going on right now. We are in an adaptive time. We need to adapt to the energies. We need to adapt to the conditions of the world, because let's face it, the fundamental functions, the undercurrent of the structure of our world, of our lives, of our consciousness is changing fundamentally forever. Forever. There is no going back, because consciousness is shifting. We are now in this divide, the 3D and the 5D, fear and love. Okay. And this is where the new world has begun. So we were in this new world, and the way that I look at it is like, for the rest of the year, we are picking sides. Say we're playing dodgeball, right? We're picking teams. There's team 5D, team 3D, right? I know I'm picking 5D. You know, I'm all about that 5D life. And then there's going to be a lot of the sheeple that are going to pick the 3D. All right. But our job is to help awaken, get these people, these sheeple, to see that they're asleep. But we can't really do it through the conventional means, because as you can see, when you try to argue with someone that is not awake, they will bring you down some rabbit holes that are very, very negative, dense, shitty energy. And we don't want to get caught up in that. So we have to just do it through loving ourselves, through building our own soul tribes, through building the strength in our higher vibration and being the change. And that energetic difference is what are going to make people think and realize, like when they're doing something shitty or in a shitty mood and they're scrolling through social media and they see us all connecting and having fun and doing good things, they're going to be like, I want to play. You know, why do I feel like shit and these guys are actually doing great? What's their secret? What's the deal? That's where the difference is. Then next year, after the the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in December, that's when it's game on. Dodgeball. That's when the real sort of phase one of this, next, I hate to say it, but this war begins. So right now, we're still in the picking sides. We're still in the building our teams. We're still into building our strengths, building the infrastructure of our lives in this new foundation for this new generation. I was going to try to come up with a cool little rhyme for that one, but I didn't. I lost it. So that next year, when shit really starts to pop off and they're going to try to implement these very restrictive means, because, they've been working on this shit for 20, 30 years, but so have we. So when they try to implement these rules and these, statutes and these limiting, situations, we're going to have to really band together and take action and stand up and stand in our power of love and of light and of education and honestly resistance to that movement. It's going to be two movements going against each other. It's going to be similar to the 60s, but I believe much bigger and much more transformative, because we are taking what they were trying to do in the 60s and we are the next wave. We are the ones that are going to carry out that mission. Okay, so I feel very strongly about this, as you can tell, and we all have to build that passion, belief, and desire within ourselves to stand up in our own lives and to create the change that we want to see in the world and be that shit. And when we are that shit and we step into it, other people feel it and see it, and they will follow along. We have to be leaders of our own lives. And true leaders create leaders, not followers. So I encourage you all, okay, in this time of change, in this time of just incredible opportunity, stand up in your power. Take responsibility for your life, and really be brutally honest about what you believe and who you are, and take this energy and step into it. Okay, work with Maru, Sun Soul TV. She's doing it in her own way. Join my crew. Okay, the Opportunity Community, spiritualbodybuilder.com. Okay, join both of our crews. We're both doing the work in our own way, and I encourage you. Okay, let's all work together and build our own communities and interconnect and teach each other and grow and learn and have fun with it the best we can. Okay, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day. That's what I have to say about that. And again, please, if you resonate with this energy, with this message, please, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Spiritual Bodybuilder. Subscribe to Sun Soul Astrology and Sun Soul TV. All right, and like and share. We got to get this message out, guys. We have to show people what's up. We have to teach people about the light and about the fifth dimension and about growing and learning. And really, we are the ones that are going to create this new world. If we don't create it, the other people are going to create it, and it's going to be a dystopia. We want to create a utopia. And if you like that idea, or if you want to learn more about that, check out my Saturn and Aquarius video on my YouTube channel. All right? I love you guys very much, and I'll talk to you.